Hello, good evening everyone. Hello, assalamu alaikum everybody. Thank you very much for joining with us appreciation party. Please have a seat. All of them guests pretty much here, only where we are waiting for one guest. By the time we start inshallah. So I'm requesting everybody please have a seat. In this time I'm requesting to our brother Azim Muhammad to hosting this evening today. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. It's so nice to see you all here, and we want the same energy going forward for another 6 months, or maybe a little bit more than that. Because the reason for this function is appreciation and gratitude, and also feeling happy for our elected candidates at the federal level. Well, we'll introduce them one by one, but the main reason is appreciation of the volunteers, because no campaign is successful without the volunteers. There are 4 or 5 people who may be making a plan or a strategy, but the people on the ground make a difference, because if there is no execution, there are no plans. So thank you so much for coming, and we are out of the federal election, but in the midst of the pandemic. We are not yet done with that. Hope we'll be done soon. So please follow the social distancing protocols. If at all you have masks, please put them on. We can take them off when we are having food or drinking something. Now, we are expecting some more guests. So, but at this time we have got 2 federal MPs. We have Baji Salma from Scarborough Center, and we have Michael Kotu from Don Valley East. Now, Michael Kotu, well, he has got a very long list of portfolios, or I could say the public offices that he held in the past. He was a 3-time school board trustee, 3-time MPP for Don Valley East, and now he is the MP for Don Valley East. So it's like breakfast in Queen's Park and dinner in the Parliament Hill. And when he won, I congratulated him, saying that you are a heavyweight champion. Maybe I don't know whether he liked it or not, but yes. And Baji Salma, everyone knows her. Well, without Baji, no one says her Salma. Salma Zahid, very few people. So it's our affection, it's her motherly nature that everyone is attracted, or I would say listens to her. And I can say one thing, that Khuram bhai listens to her, anything that she says. I don't know what she has done, but yes, he seems to be a very humble follower. So without, and we have among ourselves Tom Allison, Mazhar Shafiq, and Mazhar Shafiq is a candidate for Scarborough Center for the provincial upcoming elections. And well, we can't promise at this time, but as usual, our all support is with him. And we will have some more candidates from the other parts of the GTA joining us late, because they are late. And as you know, Southeast Asian people are not on time. They have to change that habit, because if they want to have the portfolio or want to run for public office, they will change themselves. So without taking much of your time, I would like Khuram bhai to say a few words, and then later on we will ask our MPs to speak. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for coming, and special thanks to our new elected members and the people who are running the next year, 2022. So today we are here to appreciate the people who played very important role in this federal election. So you are the people who can make a big difference and who make us proud, like we are here standing and saying thank you everybody, and these elected members are also thankful. So I will say from my bottom of heart, thank you to the whole team, the people who worked very hard in the election. So the big things could be made with the teams. The teams can make a big difference, you know. As I realize the two people, the main people, Chaudhry Ahmed Sahab, come here. Chaudhry Ahmed Sahab was not here. He was away for 4 months. And the same thing happened with Bapi Rahman. So these two people, so we are like a hand, right hand, left hand, and middle and everything. So these two people were away for 4 months. And fortunately, Chaudhry Ahmed came like just 2-3 days before election. But he was instructing, he was giving us the instructions from Pakistan. Sorry, Marcy is here, so no problem, Marcy. So Marcy is not late. She was performing a very good duty. She took her mom to the hospital. She was not feeling good. Fortunately, she is very well now, and she dropped her to the home like a very good daughter. She is a very good daughter. She is a very good leader. She is a very good MP, and she is a very good friend. So, thank you very much for coming, you know. So I was talking like these two people were not here in Canada. And I make a plan many times what to do because the election was on, you know, the date was announced. I was stuck in the Sault Ste. Marie, which is almost 7 hours away with my business. Even when I came back and I decided, so let me do something with these people because the election is there, but I was not functional because my two hands, Chaudhry Ahmed and Bapi, was not here. So fortunately, when Chaudhry Ahmed came, so I was very delighted. I tried to get together those people and I took them to Baji Salma and we played a little important role. So the thing is like these Bengali tigers, very powerful people, you know. So these are very, very vigilant, and if you call them 2 o'clock in the morning, these people are there. And they don't ask too many questions. Just tell them to do this thing, and they are there. I'm very proud of them. So these are almost 20 people. They don't see here and there. They just obey the things. They just obey like whatever the action. Just tell them the action. They perform it. Then the other side, the Pakistani Shaheens. So they are very good. They have learned how to take the people out, how to get the votes, and how to bring the people to the polling stations. They have learned this technique in the elections and in the nominations. So they are very wonderful people and they know how to make a difference. Then I will say this guy, the Nana Bhatt, we call him Nana Bhatt and we call him Ali Bhatt and whatever. He has a very strong people around him, and almost 20-30 people whenever, wherever. So he can take them, he can order them, and you know, he can make a big difference. And I'm very proud, I'm one of them, this 100 people team. So this team can make a difference to any riding in the GTA, not only around it. So these 100 people, Chaudhry Ahmed team, Bapi team, and Nana Bhatt team, so these teams, so they can make a difference anywhere in the GTA. And even we have seen, we played an important role even in the, you know, the Sarnia and these kind of areas, you know. So we have connections, we are well connected, and this was the requirement for the Pakistani community. And today we are very delighted, I'm very delighted, one of the guy who is the mother of major campaigns, the guy who ran many successful campaigns for the big people, and he is wonderful guy. He knows the Pakistani culture very well. He knows more Pakistani people than me, and yeah, And he is the guy who is mentoring this Pakistani community. He is a friend of our community. His name is Da Tom Allison. So he is that Tom Allison. He is very good guy, and he is helping our community very well. So I see one of the guy, my very good friend Mia Imran. So he is also a wonderful guy. He is he went to the school in Canada, a high school. He knows English very well, a lot better than us. Right? And he is the vice president in technology company, and he is very well off, but he chose to come in the politics, and that's why he is here all the way from Erin Mills, from Mississauga. He is a very, the old person in this Liberal Party, one of, the old person. He played very important role in the nomination of Justin Trudeau. He was the right hand of the Dilduka, this nomination for the, the Ontario nomination. He's a very wonderful guy, and we are very happy. We are very pleased, Mia, you are here. So thank you very much for coming and joining us. Yeah, come here. Mia sab, come here. We have reserved your seat, So he is also the candidate. He is running an election next year from Mississauga, Erin Mills. And as a community, we support him. We will be there. Mia sahab, we will be there whenever you need us. So we are very proud, like a few of Pakistani people who are playing very important role here. Then I will not forget about the Mazhar Shafiq, the Mazhar Shafiq, the Mazhar Shafiq, Since 2000, I know him. So he is performing wonderful. I'm very proud, we are very proud. He is from Pakistani origin, and he is everywhere. Wherever you see, when you explore the Facebook, you will see him everywhere, Sometimes I see how come the three parties parallel going on, and he is all three pictures. And same thing happened today. He has three appointments today. He has three parties. So one party, he just canceled because he came here, and he was here around 6:30. He was before anybody else in the hall, So he is the mentor. He is playing very important role to groom up the Pakistani community, the Pakistani youngsters. We are one of them who are impressed, and we are following him. He is our mentor. We have a small differences in the nomination race, but that race is over. We are liberals. We will stay liberals. So we are, the small differences are gone now. He is our very good friend, and he played, the very important role. I was, during the nomination of Michael Cotto, Tom and Mazhar Shafiq, so we were obeying them. They make a very good team, very, very positive team. So when we were going, yeah, so they keep us engaged. They keep us engaged very well. And the people, especially the Asan Bajwa, he played very important role because he knows how to take the people out, and he took a lot of pictures, and he cast a lot of votes, the Asan Bajwa. But the thing was, so the Tom and Mazhar Shafiq, they also played important role in Michael Cotto's campaign, and we are proud. When he won, we were so delighted because our one of good friends, so he won it. And it's the first time I met Michael Cotto. He was very simple and very humble and very, straightforward guy. So I have the different perception about the politicians, So when I see him, I say, how come this guy is winning from, from 20 years? But you know, when I met him, when I got close to him, he have a many qualities. He has a many qualities. He is my friend besides the politics. We are good friends without involving the politics, you know. So I'm proud. So he won it, and we won. He should be a minister, and all the people who are sitting, so they should be a minister. But you know, up to the, you know. Now I invite Michael Koto to say a few words, because he was the first person to came in. You know. So thank you, Michael.
Well, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. It is a pleasure to be here. I met Aftab 2 years ago during the leadership, right? And I met the crew, Azim, and the entire crew, and I came down here, and we had a good conversation about politics, and you know, I was happy to get their support. And we built a relationship over the last 2 years, and of course, over the last 6 months, it's been very challenging for me. You know, in the last 3 years, I've gone through a general election in 2018. I went through the leadership, then I went through the nomination, and then I went through a federal election. That's in 3 years. You know, that's a lot of work, and you can't do that. You can't do it alone. And you know, if we're thanking people here, I want to start by thanking two people. I want to thank my good friend Bilal, who's in the front here. Yeah, Bilal, stand up. And my good friend Abdul Ingar. Actually, if you guys could come up here, please come up here. Since you brought, come up here with me for a second. I want these two gentlemen to come up here because I want to tell you a little story. Come up, don't be afraid. You know, when I first thought about running for federal politics, I actually called Abdul Ingar first, and nice to see you. I told him on the phone today, I used to talk to him every day, but after the election, only once in a while, so I said, I miss you. That's what I said to him on the phone today. But, you know, in Flemington Park, you know, these two gentlemen understand the community, and they helped me a lot. And I just want to say thank you to them, because they're the first two people in the community I went to go see. They spent decades in the community helping people. And once I got their support, I felt that I could move forward. So I just want to say, guys, thank you so much. I know we're here for Toronto Centre, but I want to say thank you to the two gentlemen who really helped me from the very beginning. Thank you, guys. You can stay or you can sit down. It's up to you. Yeah. I want to thank Mazar, of course, and Tom Allison. They did run a lot of just strategy in the community, especially the day of at the home center. And of course, Ali helped me a lot. And my good friend Salma. Salma gave me a lot of support. She explained things to me. And it's interesting because there was one point in our career where I was well-versed in provincial politics, and she would ask me for advice. Now I had to go to her to ask her for her advice. And that's how friendships work, right? You know, sometimes, and it reminds me that, you know, throughout your entire life, you always have to be nice to people. Because one day that person, you know, you're going to be asking them for your help. I mean, for their help. So I want to say thank you, Salma, for your help. Because she's given me a lot of support. Her family, of course, gave me a lot of support. And I just want to say thank you. To the crew in Toronto Centre, you know, I ran for leader and it was difficult. It was a challenging task, but this community supported me. And, you know, I was proud to say that we won the riding. Technically, right? We won the riding. Now, of course, that's 2 years ago. Things have changed. And, you know, I'm a big supporter of Stephen Del Duca and the Ontario Party. And we're going to make sure that next year the provincial party wins. But I will never forget the support that I got from Aftab and the crew here, because it was really good support, and they worked so hard for me. I want to end by saying this. It's funny because I was just telling Tom that politicians speak for too long, and here I am, speaking way too long. I just want to say one more thing. I just want to say this, that we have a lot of work to do in this country. You know, we have a lot of work to do. You know, I was in Shoppers Drug Mart a few days ago, and the manager there told me that one of his employees, he had to reduce her hours because they brought in a new machine, the cashier machine. So they're going to reduce the hours. And I thought to myself, this person, he told me that the person said, well, how am I going to pay my rent? These are big challenges for people. The cost of living has just skyrocketed in this country. Affordability for homes, the way we protect each other. We see an increase in hate and division and divisive types of politics. There's a lot of work to do to kind of rebalance and realign this country. Imagine back in the late 60s, the early 70s, the big challenges this country had. There was a time in the late 60s where black people weren't allowed in the country. People of color were not allowed here, racialized people. And Pierre Elliott Trudeau changed the law, the immigration law, to allow people to come in. Brought together multiculturalism to make people feel together, to celebrate our differences in a positive way. Brought forward bilingualism, to say we have 2 official languages. Brought forward the protection of human rights through the Charter. These are big, bold pieces of legislation, ideas that transform this country. And we have a lot of work to do in the future to look at the way we keep together, we stay together. And you have a commitment from me, and I know I speak for all of us here today who are heading to Ottawa, that you have a commitment from us to go to Ottawa and to protect your rights and to stand up for your families, and most of all, at the end of the day, to make this country the best possible place in the world to live. And you have a commitment from me. So I want to say thank you for getting me to this place, because I could not do it without your help. Thank you for getting me here. It's been a long journey for me. This has been my dream from the very beginning. And I just want to say that I will never, ever forget my friends in this riding who helped me get to where I am. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Michael. So it's a wonderful guy and wonderful speech. So now I will say, not long ago, last year, I got a call from Baji Salma, and she said there is one person, so she wanna run from the Toronto Centre, and she is my friend, she is wonderful. So I was surprised, so I say, okay, we obey Baji Salma very well. We say her Baji. Baji mean like a big sister. We obey whatever she says without any argument, right? So not only me, it's the whole Pakistani community. So she is leading basically. Everybody obey her and obey her very well. And if somebody don't obey, she knows how to make it happen. So, so she called me and she said, we have good friend and she is very nice, and you should meet and let's sit and talk. I remember they came around in the afternoon. So one lady came, so she says she is a Marcy Ian. So I met her, we sit in this room, and when she started talking, within 1 or 2 minutes, I realized this lady is not an ordinary lady, So the way she was talking, the way she was handling her, the vocal and the sentences she was speaking, so she looks like perfect. We don't have the English like that, but when she was talking, it was very perfect. She impressed me within 1 or 2 minutes, the way she started talking, Then I realized she was working in the CBC, and she worked very well for the community. Then later on I realized she also lived in this riding before when she came. So she lived here. She went to the school here, and we make her friend very soon. And we are proud, so we are good friend of her in the Toronto Centre. And she won the hearts of all the Toronto Centre, especially, the Suraya. She has a very hard heart. Usually she is not convinced so quick, and she don't support any politician, right? But you know, she is. We call her mayor of Regent Park. You know, we have another. We have another Regent Park mayor. His name is Mizan. So he is the guy. He is the guy who fixed the people. You know, physically. If somebody is not agree, so we have in our team, we have a different people. For negotiation, that's a different team. For fixing up, it's a different team, you know, right? So we realized in the middle of election, everything was going smooth in Toronto Centre. On the advance poll, somebody came to me and he said, oh, there are few people, so they are on the other side, you know. So they are not with us. So I say, how come, you know? Then we realized those people, they have the problems with us. They don't have the problem with the Marcy. They don't have the problem with the Liberals, but they have a differences with us. So we got a very good result. And Alhamdulillah, the Marcy won with the big lead. And you know, now I will invite the Marcy. She will come here and she will say few words. She is also the host because she is the MP from the Toronto Centre. She is also the host, and she will say thanks to the guest and thanks to you. Okay, Marcy.
Hi, everybody. It's great to see you. My apologies for being tardy. I was texting Khuram. My mom lives in Scarborough, and she had some heart problems today. She wasn't feeling well at all, and I thought better safe than sorry, so we were in the hospital. I was texting Khuram going, okay, I think we're going to get the go-ahead to go home, but I'm probably going to be half an hour late. I'm so sorry. So he explained, but I just wanted to explain again. I have to say, there is no way that I'm standing here as the MP of Toronto Centre without all of you. It just would not have happened. It wouldn't have. So there are many of you, we've spent some time together, and I've been able to say thank you personally, but it's so good to see you as a group, and you can never say thank you enough, and so I'm saying it again. I have to call out a couple of people. Inez and Saraya. Oh gosh, I'm trying not to get emotional. I love you two so much. The heart that you have for this community is beyond. You inspire me. So thank you. You do. I've already, felt this way, but you remind me each and every day the responsibility that I have. I want to do so much for our communities, and you're at the heart of that because I see what you're doing, and I see your heart every day, and I see how you stand up for community, and you do. And I just appreciate you so, so much. So thank you. Khuram. There you are. Yeah, you're there. You've always been there. That's the thing. You have, Khuram.
I'll get your back.
No, always have my back. Khuram told the story. Khuram and his team, you guys, you're amazing. You said to me so many times, time and time again, we have your back, don't worry. We're putting the signs out. We're talking to people. We've got you. This community, don't worry. How many times did you say, don't worry about us. Don't worry about us, worry about the other people. Yes. Love you, really do. Thank you. I will never take you for granted. We have you. We really do. We have you. And we're going to work hard. And I know that there's so many issues, housing at the top, and just affordability, and all of the things that you talked to us about when we knocked on the doors and we had meetings. And I'm here to tell you that I'm here to work for you. It is about service. Khuram mentioned that I used to be a reporter. I was a journalist for many, many years. And the reason I left is because I wanted to serve differently. I always thought that I was serving with my microphone, and I was reporting in a way that was maybe helping people, but I really wanted to help. And I wanted to do it in the place that I was born, in the place that I went to school, in the place that gave my parents a chance. When Michael talked about Pierre Trudeau opening the doors for people of color to come to this country, my parents were two of those people. And they were here, and they had dreams for my sister and for me and our family, and we're here because of that. So for it to be able to go full circle like this, and to be able to represent and serve the community that opened its doors to my family is just the honor of my life. So again, thank you, and thank you. Last but not least, Bapi, where are you? Come on up. Come. I have a quick story. Quick. I won't be long. Okay. So, Bapi, I'm so happy to see you. We haven't seen each other for a long time. He was in New York. Bapi has been through so much, and even so has been beside me. And when I say beside me, not physically, but it was, texting. Bapi, and you won't mind, most people here know that you lost your mom. So Bapi lost his mom, as you know. And I called, he was in New York, and I got to speak to his mom, and she was so proud of you, Bapi. She was so proud. And just thank her for all of the work that her son did with me and with our team. I thanked her. And then she passed away, and I phoned Bapi to make sure that he was okay, and he wasn't. But even so, he said, don't worry, I can't be with you in Toronto Centre, but I'm still making phone calls. I said, Bapi, you don't need to be thinking about me right now. You need to be thinking about your family. But I want to publicly thank you because I know you put so much work in, even though, you had so much going on in your life, you still cared about me, and you cared about our team. And I love you so much for that. So thank you. Thank you. I shall leave the microphone now because I've been up here way too long. But again, thank you. And anything that you need, you know where to find us. My team, two of them are here, Nemo and Narelle. Oh my gosh, Sheikh. I could speak for half an hour about Sheikh Mohammed and all the times we spent together and the people you introduced me to, Sheikh. And the people who you said, it's important for you to talk to, and taking your advice, and the phone calls and the texts, and being away from your family to do that. Thank you, and thank you, Sheikh. Love you. Thank you. Nemo and Narelle, our team, we're here for you. If you need us, you reach out, okay? And I look forward to serving you. We'll be back in Ottawa soon, so look forward to continuing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Marcy. Thank you very much. Okay, we have the new guests. So they are late, but they were not late. It's a traffic. They were stuck in the traffic. So they started on time, but it's not their fault actually. But it was the traffic. But all three guests, they came together. So मैं शफ़क़त के साथ बहुत सारे गिले कर सकता हूँ क्योंकि वो मेरा पुराना दोस्त है. Okay, so we have the Daniel here. He is wonderful guy. He played very important role in the federal election, and he played very important role for Justin Trudeau nomination. He played important role for Dilduka in the Ontario, and he is wonderful guy, wonderful friend. He is running from Pickering riding. So election is next year. So I will tell to my team. So. Keep your antennas on, whoever living in the Pickering. So we have to go there, we have to help him. So later on after the dinner, so we will meet meet him, and we can discuss okay, here he goes, Daniel. ਧਮਾਲ ਬੜੀ ਅਜੀਬ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਇਹਨੇ. All right, so now I will call one and only Baji. So she is the Baji of everybody. So I will invite Baji Salma here to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Khuram Bhai, for that great introduction and calling me Baji. So I think I'm universal Baji. When I refer to my people, close friends of mine as Bhai, so someone asked me the other day, how many brothers do you have? So this is the affection I got from all of you, and thank you to all my brothers for standing with me all the time, and never ever I have felt the need that two brothers from Pakistan should come and help me, because I'm surrounded among so many loving brothers that they never make me feel that I am away from my family. So thank you to all of you, Khuram Bhai and Chaudhry Ahmed Saab and your whole team. Thank you for organizing this event and inviting us to come together to say thank you to all those people who made it possible for us, for me, for Marcy, Shafkat, Michael Kotu, to be back in House of Commons in Ottawa to represent you all, to make sure that we continue the work which we have been doing since 2015 and to build a more inclusive Canada where no one is left behind. For me, coming to Toronto Centre is like coming to home. I think many of you know, but if some of you don't know my whole story, Toronto Centre is the place me and Salman and Umaid, my elder son, called home back in October 1999. So whenever I come to Toronto Centre, my mind goes back to 2 decades when we came here, started a new life, and then my younger son was born here in October of 2000. This is the place where I got the opportunity to stand up and do the activism to make sure that our kids' education remains as #1 priority here in Ontario and in Canada. And seeing, as I came in, seeing people like Ines, that reminds me of Regent Park, Duke of York Public School, where we stood in the grounds and talked for hours and hours, talking about our plans to make sure that we don't let the Conservative government back at that time in 2002 to decide that the kindergarten should be reduced half day at Duke of York. So that's where the advocacy started. That's where the politics started for me. So all of you here, I see Brother Sheikh sitting here. He used to come to see me when I was working in Toronto Central Constituency Office, and his 2 daughters were the classmates of Usman in kindergarten. So I go back 2 decades. Toronto Centre will always have a priority and a place in my heart. We can never forget, because we lived here. That was our first home. So life started for us here. And that's I think the story which speaks about what the Canadian values are. I came here in 1999, and in 2015 I got the opportunity to represent over 112,000 people in Ottawa. So that speaks about the opportunities which are available in this country. So please take advantage of this opportunity. And I think this room is full of those stories. We have like MPs who came here as immigrants. We have the Liberal candidates for the upcoming provincial election who call this country as a home. So let's work together to make sure that we have more representation, we have more community mobilization. This election was not easy. This is my 3rd election, and just the 2nd election in the 2 years. We won the 2019 election and then went into pandemic, and then came out of the pandemic to some extent, and then went into an election. All of you have always been there. My team from Scarborough Centre is here, and I hope if you don't mind taking some names of the people who are here from Scarborough and who work day and night in my campaign office to make sure that we keep that riding red. So maybe starting from this side, we have Abdul Haq Ingar, Ashwani Bhardwaj, Mirza Tahir, Ghaus Bhatt, Shoaib Chauhan, Hassan Iftikhar, Hafiz Samir, Kadir Saab is sitting here. So all of these people, Amir, Tahir Jat Saab, all these people made it possible to keep this riding rest, because they never took anything for granted. Whether I called them at 7 o'clock in the morning to do bus stopping with me, or like there was a need to put up signs at 12 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock at night, they were there. So thank you to all of you. It would not have been possible without you all. You have been there, you have my back, and I am so proud to call you my friends, my brothers, who have always walked with me in the last 6 years. So big thank you to all of you. I hope I am not taking too much time, but as now we have gone through the federal election, our next priority should be to work on the provincial election to make sure that we can take this province back. To make sure that we have Stephen Del Duca as our next premier, and we can elect, first of all, from Scarborough Centre. It would be great if, like, to have a Liberal MPP so that I can work alongside him on behalf of the people of Scarborough Centre. I know how difficult it is not having a Liberal MPP since 2018. I had a great relationship with the former MPP Brad Dugate, but really it is difficult to get the things done. So I'm looking forward, and I will do my best to make sure that we turn that riding red. And we have Mazhar Shafiq, I think, who just left for another event, as the Member of Provincial Parliament. We have Imran Mia, Ibrahim Daniel, Safdar Hussain. So let's make sure that we mobilize the community. We have volunteers for all these campaigns, of course, more for Scarborough Centre. but we need to make sure that we provide support, whether it is through volunteering, giving them time, or financial donations. We need to take them to Queen's Park. So let's work together. Work continues, although one campaign has finished, but a lot more has to be done. So thank you, Khuram, again for hosting this. Thank you, Marcy, for representing Toronto Centre, which has a very special place in my heart. I remember the meeting which we had with Khuram during the by-election here. I had few meetings with Khuram here with some candidates, leadership candidates, and the Toronto Centre candidates, and this room is like home. So thank you, and have a great evening.
Okay, everyone. Now, let me tell you one thing. We are not here for Toronto Centre. We are not here for Mississauga Centre. We are here for GTA. We are here for Canada. But the thing is that you are sitting in Toronto Centre. Now, let me tell you one thing about Toronto Centre. Last time when Marcy was nominated to run for the election, people talk so many things that she was parachuted and this and that. But the next election, this was the most watched riding, and she beat the party leader of Green Party. So she's proved that she's not just a recommendation, but she has won the hearts. And the other thing is, everyone here has worked in almost all the ridings. If at all you talk to one person, they might be in sometime in Mississauga, sometime in Toronto Centre, sometime in Scarborough Centre. Now, speaking about Scarborough Centre, it was, I've been there one day, a day before the election, and it was not a campaign office. It was like something else is going on there. Everyone is doing something or the other. So if at all you want to take an example of a campaign office, that's Scarborough Centre. And now speaking about Brampton Centre. Well, I don't want to give an introduction about Shafqat because the right of introduction goes to Khuram. I don't want to say anything.
Okay. So I know the Shafqat since 2008. I got a license for real estate, and I went to the office. So one of few people when I met, so one of them was the Shafqat Ali, and that time he was also involved in the politics, you know. But you know, before I start with Shafqat, so in during the nomination for his, you know, the riding, I met one of the guy, and I met him many times before, but in detail I met him on the day of nomination. That was the Safdar Ali. So The way he ran the campaign, I was astonished. I was wondering like how he is doing it. I have gone through, I have, seen many, the nominations, I have seen many elections, campaigns, but he was different. He has the same energy level 7 p.m. as he have in the morning. He's a very different guy. He knows the things, how to run the election, and he did it wonderful. So Safdar, we will be there whenever you need as a community. So then, I come to the Shafqat Ali. So he is my very, very, very good friend from long time. He has gone through many ups and downs, but I was the only one with him each and every situation. I was, whenever he was, in the downside, I was with him. I prayed for him, and he is very, very, very good friend. So I will invite Shafqat to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Khuram, for your kind introduction. I would not take too long. I know the dinner is ready. First of all, my apology for being a little bit behind from the schedule. I like to talk about Khuram first. He's been a great friend throughout my political journey or professional journey. We're a colleague as well. We worked together in the same, I started real estate in the same company, and he was there. And I found him and a genuine person who you can depend upon. I remember whenever it was a downtime, that's where you find the real, true friends. And there was a time I came to him, I needed help, and I asked him, this is the tag, and without hesitation, he came forward and exceeded my expectation. Thank you so much, Khuram. A political side, honestly, in Toronto Centre, having this much crowd in this time, and it's a family time, busy time, you guys are here because this gentleman has put his efforts together. Thank you so much for being with him, and thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you so much for contributing your time for the Liberal Party. And I truly appreciate your time. I like to recognize my sister, Salma Zahid, Member of Parliament. She's like my real sister, always there to help. Mercy, we're interacting first time. Thank you so much. I heard a lot about you from Khuram. He always talks very highly. And thank you so much. And I know Toronto Centre is in a good hands. We have provincial Liberal candidates from Brampton Centre, Safdar Hussain. Safdar, can you please stand up? In my nomination, Safdar has played a key role. And I truly appreciate Safdar. Thank you so much. Ibrahim Daniel, a long-time friend, candidate from Pickering Oxbridge. Imran Mia, he is a provincial candidate from Manor Mills. And I have a friend, Tom Allison. Tom, thank you so much. I was, every day during that nomination, I was calling him, Tom, how we do this? And what do we do on this? And he's so kind and so genuine person. The advice he was giving me, it was a guidance. I truly appreciate Tom. Thank you so much for your support. That political journey, I started as a volunteer 20 years ago. I went to support a candidate in my riding for the nomination, and that's how it started. And honestly, we're so blessed, and I consider myself so lucky and blessed to be in a Liberal Party. That's the party who takes stands for every Canadian, and especially for minorities. who stands against systematic discriminations. And during that pandemic, it was a lifetime crisis throughout the world. This was the most needed time when our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau took stand for all Canadians. So, this is the party represent an average person and for every Canadian, and I'm blessed to be part of that party, and lucky to be elected from Brampton Centre to represent the constituents of Brampton Centre in the House of Commons, and we want to make a difference for every Canadian down the road, that we can take every Canadian moving forward Canada, for better future. Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shafkat. And we welcome you all. We are very excited to start the work on November 22nd alongside you in House of Commons on behalf of all Canadians. I think this selection was held specially for you because we were missing you in Ottawa and we really wanted to have you. So I don't want to be between you and dinner, but thank you once again. And I think maybe I missed one or two people. I just want to acknowledge our good friend Tom Ellison. He is my political mentor and has taught me politics. We were on George Smitherman's campaign few times, mayoral and the other elections here for the MPP in Toronto Centre. I learned politics from him. He was my election day E-Day chair for my nomination campaign, and it was a hard-fought campaign. We won it by 51 votes. So that is to the work which Tom puts in the campaign. So big thank you to all of you. And a big thank you to our good friend Ross Dar and his whole team. His whole team is here. Let's give him a hand. So if all of you can stand up, because you have been working very hard in many campaigns. He is always there and he puts a special effort for Scarborough Centre and Scarborough Southwest. So I'm very lucky to have him and his whole team in my campaign. So a big thank you to all his crew. If he makes it possible to happen, makes things possible, and without his efforts, it is not possible to have a good team of volunteers. So thank you.
Okay, I'm not going to be biased or anything, and I don't want anyone to take anything to their heart at this time. But for the upcoming elections in June 2022, there is a candidate here who I met 2008, 2009, when Michael Ignatov was the party leader for Liberal Federal. So I met Imran Mia at that time. And since then I've been in touch, but not personally, sometimes over the phone. So today, if at all the other candidates don't mind, I would like him to speak just 2 minutes, and then we will start the dinner because people are starving. Do we have your permission?
Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he has to say something, otherwise we don't know you, man.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's a great honor to be here amongst all of you. And congratulations to everybody who got elected and the new MPs going to Ottawa. And it's good to be with my provincial colleagues here. You know, as a political worker, I always thought people who understand polls will understand what I'm saying. When we look at the polls, provincial or national or regional, we always look at the 416, the 905, and I could not figure out why the 416 polls were always better for the Liberals than the rest of the country. And tonight, I can see why. It's because, Khuram, it's because of your team that the 416 always votes Liberal. Thank you so much for all your hard work. And what better way to really, congratulate our friends who are going to Ottawa than to get all of your friends who've been involved with you, who've been supporting you in the liberal cause and elections, to say thank you to them. It's so important to say thank you to every one of you who's been involved in any campaign. I was part of a session today where, provincially we have our AGM that started yesterday. We had a few sessions today, and it's going to conclude tomorrow. And I was co-hosting one of the sessions about recruiting volunteers and volunteer engagement. And one of the things I learned from there was the fact that this federal election, the effort that was made by the volunteers across the country, it was phenomenal. 18 million attempts were made to contact Canadian voters across coast to coast to coast. And that was all possible because of all your hard work. And this election, federal election, was so close. Some of the ridings were won by less than 100 votes. And it was all about the ground game and the volunteers. So once again, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here and really, really looking forward to getting to know you more. And with Salma Baji's permission, if I could ask some of your friends to come to Mississauga Mills and other ridings, Baji, because Khuram Bhai said you have to go to Salma Baji for anything. So with your permission, if you allow some of the friends to come and help us.
Make a plan and make sure everyone
everybody in her right.
Wonderful. Well, anyway, thank you so much. And before I conclude, who thinks Khuram Bhai has been the fantastic MC tonight? Give him a big round of applause. Thank you very much for having me. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much for your wonderful speech. Before we go for dinner, we have a small things. Our region park, there's one organization, Region Park Tenant Association. They don't want to miss that opportunity that there is a 4 MPs there, so they want to give it to them 4 envelopes. On behalf of, there's a lot of request, and then they have a lot of demand, including me also, a lot of demand in our area, how to make it better. So when you go to, it's humble request, when you guys go to the Ottawa, then you can speak about that things. So I'm requesting President of Regional Park, Munir Bhai, Shahan Bhai, Secretary, I think, and then Shafiq Bhai to come to give it to their envelopes for you guys.
Okay guys, thank you very much for coming, and I will say thank you very much everybody, especially Ashwani came all the way from Scarborough Center. Thank you Ashwani, thank you very much for coming. And lot of other friends, if I start taking the names, so the Barry is also here. I see the Barry is here, Thank you very much for coming, man.
Who all are hungry here? Everyone? I don't think, okay, no acknowledgements. Okay, fine. We'll take 3 more minutes. Is that okay? Yes. Say yes, no, yes. Okay, I got a yes from some people. So I would like 1.5 minutes from Mr. Daniel.
Yeah, 1.5 minutes of Daniel. Okay.
And I know that Khuram Bhai likes Safdar, so I'll also give him 1.5 minutes.
Bismillah. Thank you so much. I don't want to be a hindrance between you and the dinner. At this occasion, I'll congratulate each and every MP who got elected. And thank you very much, Khuram Bhai, for arranging this great evening. And thank you very much to be here. And so nice of you. Thank you.
Okay, now it's your turn, man. He is so quick.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Looks like I can see from your faces you guys are hungry. Are you hungry? I just want to take 1 minute. First of all, thank you so much, Khuram. It's truly honor and pleasure to be here. I don't have much attraction in the past with you, but I have seen you recently in last 2 months. You are doing a great job for the community. You are strengthening the community, and you are bringing all community on one stage. So really thankful for that. Good to see my colleague, sister Salma. Mercy, good to see you. Definitely we are going to have more interaction in the future. And definitely my colleague, my friend Shafqat Ali, thank you so much. The only thing, what our main mission was in Brampton, how we can get together, how we can improve ourselves, how we can bring our community more stronger in general. So definitely we are looking for your help. If you think your family, friends, colleagues, they are living in Brampton Center, so definitely in the future we are going to reach you and ask for your help. As my colleagues, they are also here, Ibrahim Daniel, my colleague Imran Mia, so all of them, we are looking your help. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, now, so you can have a dinner.